See, whenever a fault takes place, fault current flows through different path. One is the fault current will flow back. See, finally, fault always tries to flow back to the neutral. And how will it flow to the neutral? It can go through the armor, it can go through the cable tray, it can go through the earth grid. So, like this, it has various paths. All this path impedance together is what gives us earth loop impedance. Okay. Now, this loop impedance can be different for a TP system, TN system, IT system. Now, coming to this, see this we have plate earthing and pipe earthing. Plate earthing is normally used at transformer neutral, where the current density is high. Then we have this pipe earthing or rod earthing. This pipe earthing or rod earthing, each we call it as an electrode. Each electrode has a resistance. The resistance value is given by rho by 2 pi L log 8 by D minus 1. So where rho is the resistivity of the soil, which you get from the soil report. L is the length of the conductor, length of the vertical rod. Normally it is 3 meters. Then D is the diameter. Now, see, if in certain areas where we go, we have something called a deep bore earth pit. There, this length of the rod can be like 50 meters or 100 meters also. They use this borewell pipe, no? They will use that. And there, the diameter of the rod, instead of being 50 mm, it can be 150 or 200 mm also. Okay. Where in rocky areas, they use this deep bore earth pit. Now, resistance of one pit here, I'm getting it as 55 ohms. I have to use many pits in parallel to get a low resistance. You see, your electric inspectorate or your this one, the owner specifications, they will ask for 1 ohms resistance of the total grid. How do you achieve that 1 ohms? See, finally, when you do the earthing design, our main objective is to get a grid which is below 1 ohms, right? Now, to get this 1 ohm resistance, we have to use many pits in parallel. And when you use a pit in parallel, you have to ensure that each pit is not very close to each other. Because when pit become very close to each other, their effectiveness reduces. So how close the pit can be, how far a pit has to be from the other pit, all those things comes in detailed design. Once you know the number of pit, this is the vertical driven rod. Similarly, you have the horizontal loop around the building. Now that horizontal loop around the building and this vertical rod together gives a combination of the earth resistance. Okay, that resistance has to be below 1 ohm. Okay, now similarly, each pit has a current density limit. We cannot exceed the current in each pit. Okay, then one more thing is we have this treated earth pit. We have, see, in treated earth pit, we have this chemical pit, all those. How do we do the calculation for that? See, basically, in this chemical earth pit, the material, there are two material, one is the soil and one inside the surrounding the metal. So you have two different material. Based on that, there are certain formulas which you have to use to do the calculation. Okay, when do we use this treated chemical? See, some owners allow it, some owners don't allow it because of corrosion issues. Okay, so before you use them, you have to check the owner spec. Now let let me take one, this one typical, let's say, oil and gas facility. Okay, now see, in this oil and gas facility, you see here, I have to earth all my metallic structure. I have to earth my pipe rack. Okay, see, I have to earth the pipe rack, I have to earth all the motors, I have to earth all the push button station, I have to earth my vent, I have to earth my substation. I'm just taking typical example of oil and gas, whether it's a water treatment facility or whether any industrial facility or building will have its own substation. In that substation, you will have a transformer, you will have a ring main unit, you will have a LV switchgear. Each of them have to be earthed. Along with this, the neutral of the transformer also has to be earthed. Okay. Now, now let me just give you, explain you. Okay, any hold on. Okay, now see here. See, we have this plater thing, right? Now, when do we use this plater thing? Any idea when do we use this plater thing? See, this plate earthing is normally used when for a transformer neutral. Why plate earthing is used for a transformer neutral? Because see this plate has a large area. Now, because the plate has a large area, the current can be dissipated over a larger area, right? Now, since the area is large, the current density will be less. See what happens when a fault current flows through this plate. From this plate, the fault current will go to the soil. Okay, when current goes to the soil, what is soil made of? It is made of the rock material, and also it is made of ions, right? It is made of salt and water. When water and salt dissolve, it will form what is called ions. See, one thing in our conductor, the conduction is electronic. Electrons are the one which conduct. Whereas in a soil, the conduction is not by electron, it is by ion. So if water completely evaporates, if there is no water moisture, then your soil will not conduct, it will become an insulator. How water will evaporate? When the temperature of the soil increases very high, water will evaporate. Similarly, if the soil get frozen, that time water will not evaporate, but it will become ice. That time also you don't have ions. Okay, so let's take the example of a fault current. When there is a fault current, very high current, let's say the area is very small, current density is very high. Because of the heat, the soil moisture around the plate or around the pipe or the electrode will evaporate. Since it evaporates, resistance will increase. So the earth pit effectiveness is lost. That is the reason this funnel is given. Why the funnel is given? Because we want to put water. Why we want to put water? Because we want soil to be moist. Why soil has to be moist? Because we want salt and water to react and get ions. It is ions which do the conduction. Okay, that is the reason. Now, why for transformer neutral they are using this plater thing? The logic is the plate has a large area. Since it has a large area, the transformer neutral, the fault current is very high, because when the fault take place, finally from everywhere the fault current will combine, right? See what is happening, just like a river, no? River combine, and finally it becomes one river, right? Same way, fault current when it takes place at some panel far away, it will flow via cable tray, it will flow via the armor, it will flow via the ground, it will flow via your 50 by 6 flat. But finally, when it comes to a transformer neutral, all that fault current will combine together. It will become one current, right? So at that point, the current density is very high. So the soil there should not get, soil temperature should not rise, and
Hello.
moisture there should not
Other side.
evaporate. That is the reason we are using a plate in case of your transformer neutral. Okay. Now for
Hello,
this,
sir. Hello.
yes, yes, please.
Sir, once again repeat, sir, that you told now that procedure when you are top, you are putting the water.
Sir, I will tell you once again, this
Hello.
funnel at the top, we put
Sequence.
water.
Uh,
You mute. I will just tell you. You can mute, sir, because your voice is come back. You can mute. I will explain. Huh? See what happened when there is water put here in the funnel. It will come. The water will be distributed because of these holes around the soil. So what happens? This water, the soil has salt content in it. this water will react with the salt content in the water and it will form ion. Okay, this ion is the one which actually carries the current, just like electron carry the current in case of conductor. Okay, now if we don't put this water, the soil moisture content reduces, then the resistance here will increase over a period of time, and then this earth pit will not be effective. That is the reason. Okay, now okay, now I will go back to this. Now coming to the sizing of the conductor. How do you size a earthing conductor, right? See, earthing conductor has to be sized according to the fault current. Suppose your fault current is 40 kA. If your fault current is, the earthing conductor size will be different. Okay, the earth conductor size is proportional to the fault current and also to the time for which the fault exists. The duration for which the fault exists depends on your relay setting. Okay, but remember, when we do the sizing, we will not take 20 millisecond or 50 millisecond like that. We will assume that the fault exists for 1 second. Okay, that is the practice. Now, how do we get this actual fault current? See, now the question is, should I take the actual fault current or should I take the design fault current? See, when you do your earthing calculation, please take the design fault current. Now, where do you get the design fault current? You will get the design fault current from your single line diagram. Go to your main SLD, you have the design fault current there. Okay. See, this earthing of substation is different. Earthing of building and industries are different. Earthing of hospitals are different. Then earthing of this where we use medium voltage motors like 3.3 kV, 6.6 kV, 11 kV motor, that is different. Then in case of your unearthed system like mines, though when I use the word unearthed system, it is also a type of earthing only. There again the earthing is different. So each earthing is different. Now what today I spoke mainly about is related to buildings and industrial earthing. Now if you have any doubt, please raise your hand or you can ask your doubt one by one. Any doubts, please ask.
Sir, the design fault current.
Sir, before you ask the doubt, please tell your name, where you are working, and then you can ask the doubt.
Okay. So myself, Armugam, I am working in Kemplas, Chennai.
Yes, sir.
So I have a question regarding this design fault current. Now, suppose the design fault current is the face-to-face fault current, correct, sir? Which is given in the SLD.
See, when you do your system study, using which software you are using, ETAP, ETSA, or which SIME, which software you are using?
Right now, we don't have a software, sir.
Okay.
We are only
doing calculation. Or see, when you do the fault calculation, it can be let's say single line to ground fault, line to line fault, double line to ground fault, three phase fault. When you do all this calculation, finally the worst case is the three phase to ground fault. So that will give the highest one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Now, if this is the highest current that we will have in the system,
Yeah.
but the ground, when the ground fault occurs, the fault will be much lesser than this one. Is that correct?
You see, you are
Actual
correct.
scenario.
You are correct. Actual scenario, what happens? Because see, when we do the calculation, we assume we neglect the fault resistance, we neglect the ground resistance when we do the calculation.
Okay.
Whereas in actual scenario, RF, RG, and all will come into picture, so the fault current will be less. But for the design, for the when we are doing the design, we will take the highest maximum fault current. Okay. Okay, sir. Anybody?
Okay.
Any other question?
Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello?
Yeah.
Sir, my name is Channabasava. I'm working in Millennium Energy Private Limited.
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm asking that one basic earthing related question.
Yeah, please.
See, in our home or in a residential or homes or buildings,
Yeah.
we are doing earthing. Normally, in solar also we are doing earthing for structures and panels.
Yeah.
How you have to check the earth resistance and all. Actually, we are giving some work to subcontracting and all.
Yeah.
But that time, how you have to check whether the earthing is they are done properly or not? How you have to identify?
Okay, sir. See, in case of the solar earthing, first thing is why we are doing the earthing in solar. I will tell you. Mr. Channabaswa, you can mute. I will just because your echo is coming back.
Okay, sir.
See, in case of solar, the reason why we are earthing is whenever solar, when there is a fault. See, in solar, we don't have the concept of neutral. In solar, if there is a fault, what happens? It is the leakage current, DC leakage current, which actually goes back. It is the one which flows. And one more thing is in solar, each cell or each array. Okay, now we have a concept where we have this positive plater thing, negative plater thing, all this we have. And whenever we earth, the current will flow back to the source, right? Now, how do you measure? See, in case of building and industry, they are telling that your earth grid resistance has to be 1 ohms in case of building and industry. In case of IEEE substation, they are telling touch and step potential has to be below tolerable values. Whereas in case of the solar, they are not giving any particular value. Solar earthing is not having a standard. That is the first thing you have to know. Building earthing is having a standard. Industry earthing and building is having standard. Substation earthing is having a standard. Solar earthing does not have a standard. So in case of solar earthing, when what you have to do is each of the structure you have to earth and you have to connect them to your grid. And remember, in case of your solar, your source and your metal, everything is at the same place. Okay. See, in your substation, neutral is 100 kilometers away. Okay. In case of AC substation, 220 kV. In case of buildings and industry, neutral may not be away, but there also there may be like 100 meters. Okay. Whereas in case of your Mr. Anandan, can you please move? Yeah. See, in case of building and industry, you are having 100-meter difference where your fault current has to go back. In case of your solar plant, the array, the all is at one location. Okay. So there, the fault current, though it will flow to the earth, we have the strip which will carry the major current, and fault current value is not so high there compared to here. So that resistance thing the is not at codified in the standard. Okay, so whatever practice your owners are specifying, please follow them. As on today, there is no particular standard giving any value. Okay. Okay, Mr. Channabaswa.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I'll go to the next person. Mr. Gopal. Mr. Gopal has a query. Yes, Mr. Gopal.
Hi, sir. Good evening. Actually, I don't have a query. I take this, moment to speak to you.
Yeah, please.
So I'm actually following, all your, training and those things, especially the things on earthing and the material that you, developed for solar. It is pretty good.
Yeah.
So do you have any in the next focus or areas, sir? Because I'm more into wind domain, if you're focusing, something on the wind. So I just thought of asking this
Sir,
question.
actually, last time when I did this low resistance neutral grounding and ungrounded system, all those things, I did a small topic on wind also. So maybe sometime
Okay.
you can drop a mail to me so that I will keep your mail and I will keep in mind whenever I do something on wind, I will share to you. You have my mail ID, no?
Sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe I can just
Please-
I'm
yes,
in
sir.
WhatsApp with you. Maybe
Yeah.
I can just share
You
the
can
details
also
with you, sir.
WhatsApp to me, or you can also mail me. I will this one. Okay. So
Sure.
yeah. So
Specifically, I don't have any question regarding this topic, so it's pretty good that
okay.
you're covering.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. And who else has raised the hand, sir? Who else?
Hello,
Yes, sir.
this is
Please.
Divyang Patel from Gujarat,
Yeah.
working in Aarti Industries Limited
Yeah. Please.
project.
Yeah. Please tell me.
Question is that if a soil resistivity always measure in ohm into meter, okay,
Oh, me.
but while doing the if the unit of measurement of the road and all things in centimeter,
Okay.
so should I have to convert into meter or always into centimeter?
Okay, sir. You see here. You see the. Hold on. You see in the formula for resistance, it is in ohm meter only. If you go to our BS 7430, no, the formula for resistivity is in ohm meter. Okay. If somebody has given in ohm centimeter, you convert it to ohm meter. For example, concrete and all they will give in ohm centimeter. Sometimes some people are using concrete encased earthing also. If like that something they are using, you convert ohm centimeter to ohm meter. Final unit let it be in ohm meter. Is that answer? Okay.
During the conversation with my consultant,
Yeah.
they told me that to constant the ohm into meter for resistivity only,
Okay.
and they have provided the length of the road in centimeters. So my question is already I have implemented that
No,
you have to
length of
convert
the
in
rod.
ohm meter only.
The length of the rod is in meters. See, if you take this formula, no, I will show you. I will show you in this formula L. L is in meter, so it has to be. If they give us 300 centimeter, you convert it to meter and take L here in meter. Because in the resistance formula it has to be in meter. That is as per BS or IS. That unit I am not telling. It is what is told in the standard. Okay.
Okay. And second thing, sir,
Yeah.
lighting arrestor or strip, should I connect in a grid only?
The lightning arrestor, the grid will be separate, the pit will be separate, but ultimately below the ground, lightning pit will be separate. Each down conductor will have one pit, and finally, below the ground, it has to be interconnected with your main grid. The reason is if you keep lightning and your main earth grid separate, it will create backflash and then it will create insulation failure. Because of that, lightning conductor which is connected to a earth separate pit, that pit you measure the overall grid resistance of the lightning system, it has to be below 5 ohms and that has to be interconnected with your main grid. So anybody else having any query?
Hello.
Yeah, please.
Sir, good evening. I am Lakshman, working in UK and India.
Yes, sir. Please tell me.
Sir, this pipe earthing, there are different pipes are being used. One is that GI pipe
Yeah.
and cast iron pipe.
Yeah.
And nowadays, this chemical earthing pipes are also available.
Correct.
So, out of these, which is better, sir?
See, I will tell you, GI pipe or see cast iron pipe. One thing is the diameter is bigger, and the
Okay.
mechanically and one is the cost also is less. But I don't prefer cast iron pipe. The reason is cast iron pipe is compared to GI pipe more prone to corrosion.
Okay.
Now, second thing, coming to the pipe which is filled with chemical. Now that is
Yeah.
a totally different earth pit. That is your treated earth pit. What I call is when your soil resistivity is very high. Let's say
Okay.
instead of 100 or 200 ohm meter, you are having 500 or 1000 ohm meter. You are having a soil where your resistivity is very high, rocky area. So places where you cannot go for normal earthing, you have to go for special earthing. At those places, you use this the earthing pipe with chemical material.
Okay, but we used only 3 years back, sir. Now, if you see the pipe and all, it's got corroded and totally it got collapsed. The pipe system itself.
Which first question is which exactly is?
Sir, actually, it is a GI pipe, pipe in pipe earthing GI with chemical filling.
Sir, one more thing. Around that GI, what have you filled?
So it is filled with that one powder compound will come, no, sir, filling compound.
See, actually, sir, see, I tell you one thing. It is the corrosion has happened means that particular material what you have filled. No, you have to ask vendor why. Actually, it should not corrode. If you have given some special material, it should not corrode.
Okay.
Yeah. So you please ask the
Okay.
vendor why it has happened. It should not happen actually.
Okay.
Okay. Now, see, in another 5 minutes, this meeting will close. If you have any doubts, you can please put it on the
Okay.
send me in WhatsApp. I will reply you. And also, actually, I will
Sure,
be
sir.
having a detailed training next week for around 6 days. I will be having training daily, 45 minutes. 6 days I will be having training. If you are interested, you can join the
Okay.
training also. It will be a in-depth
In the
training
evening only or in daytime?
in the evening. In the evening, same time daily.
Okay. 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 Fine.
This
Fine.
time
Fine.
we will have, and daily I will be giving actually the this one also. I'll be giving some questions, examples to work out also. So it will be more in depth.
Okay.
So if you are interested, you can join. Okay, and I will actually
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
I will share. So any other
Yeah. Yeah.
please anybody?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, to determine the fault current,
Yeah.
as a homeowner, we don't know the level of fault current. Even the can we use the distribution transformer for housing? So where the percentage impedance is mentioned over there, and we can calculate the
Current.
rated current, then divided by percentage impedance. This is the fault level. Is it the right way
Fine, fine.
to determine the fault level?
If you have the transformer impedance, you are getting the maximum peak fault current. Please go with it. I can one example, Mr. Inamul. Later on, when you join the training, no, I will share with you one example.
Yeah. But
Actually, you
sir, I have a request regarding the timing issue. Can we start it around 8:30?
Sir, actually, there is a problem. If it become too late, no, what happens is for others there is a issue. Actually, that's why I'm keeping this today's time slot. Otherwise, it will be an issue for many people because morning they have to go to the office. All those. Huh? Okay. So okay, sir.
No, I'm proposing at the evening at 8:30.
Sir, 8:30 will be too late. 8:30 will be late for others. That is the problem. Otherwise, I would have accommodated you. Many people, I ask them, they are not okay with that. Okay, okay, Mr. Inamul, I will talk to you separately on that. We will.
Oh, definitely. Okay, bye.
Okay, I thank you all of you for attending this training program. Remember one thing, earthing is a very in-depth subject, and many people take earthing very lightly. Please don't do that. Is actually from past 3 years I'm doing research on this earthing, for substation earthing, building earthing, and various and all, whatever this PPT is there, I have developed it from scratch after doing a lot of research. Referred more than 300, 400 papers. So I've not done any cut copy paste business
Sir,
from other places. Sir.
hello,
It
sir.
is based on.
Hello, sir.
ಚನ್ನಬಸವಾಜಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ.
Okay.
Huh? So it is based on lot of in-depth research material has been developed, and I have consulted many vendors, many EPC projects and done. So all training, whatever I'm doing after that, the detailed training when you attend, I will be giving a certificate. And okay, so thank you very much, everybody. Thanks once again. Let us make the electrical environment safe so that the people don't die. We reduce human casualty. Ultimate aim is we reduce the number of deaths throughout the world. Okay. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any doubt, you can send me via WhatsApp. Okay. After the program also. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.